Carolina Hurricanes hockey is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina. Live for the game. Live fearless. And by CarQuest. For all your automotive needs, visit your neighborhood CarQuest Auto Parts store. Great people, great products, great prices. And by Chevrolet. Brought to you by Chevrolet. Find new roads. A rare Sunday evening game here in the capital city. 88th all-time meeting between these two teams. Tonight's starting goaltenders brought to you by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. And momentarily we will see Cam Ward as the house lights come up. And he was spectacular yesterday afternoon in Boston in a 3-2 overtime loss, making 35 saves. And the same can be said for his counterpart, Robin Lehner, outstanding against Detroit in a victory by the Senators in Motown. You see his season numbers, an incredible young goaltender, 6'5", tremendous size. The officials, the referees are Rob Martel and Don Van Massenhoven, Jay Scherers and Pierre Rassico on the lines.
Well, for Paul McLean to go back with Robin Lehner after a 7 o'clock start time in Detroit last night tells you just how much confidence he has in him. I think the first period's going to be crucial for Carolina taking advantage of the scheduling advantage.
A little tweak in terms of the forward lines, at least to start for the Hurricanes. Jordan Staal, Patrick Dwyer, Yuri Tlusty on this line. Ron Hainsey stationed on defense with Brett Belmore as the Senators get it all the way back out. Ottawa, 22 points in the standings. Carolina with 21, the first of 3 meetings. The Hurricanes will hit the road and play New Jersey on Wednesday night. Errant pass through the center zone all the way back. Icing is called here against Carolina, and we see tonight's Storm Tracker.
Well, even though the Hurricanes played yesterday, they're playing touchdown about 7:15, 7:20, so I think it's going to be important to take advantage of the fact that Ottawa played last night. The blue line production's been very good for the Hurricanes. How do they match up against Erik Karlsson, the league's best offensive defenseman, and get back to the basics defensively? 9 goals this week have come from the slot. That's got to get back to being what it was in that homestand.
At the top of your screen, we take a look at the Rex Express Care. Injuries and scratches, Rex Healthcare has always chosen for excellence. Ryan Murphy spins it along for Kevin Westgarth, who stays in Kirk Muller's lineup on this line with Manny Malhotra and Drayson Bowman. Jay Harrison, who has the puck, did not play yesterday, and he'll clear it all the way back in as Tim Gleason is a healthy scratch, and icing is called here again.
Well, we're going to look back to one of the season keys that we talked about the first night before the game against Detroit. That's at least a win-loss percentage that's 10 games or better in your own building. You look at the teams that are leading the divisions in the NHL. They're all off to excellent home starts. This is a chance, 3 games in the next week here on home ice, to be able to better that margin.
Ottawa has qualified for the postseason each of the last 2 years. A very good young team. Zibanejad for Spezza. What a save by Ward, but they cash in on the rebound. Jason Spezza, their captain, comes through, and Ottawa has an early 1-0 lead.
This is a matchup of the first line for Ottawa, although Ottawa has 2 good ones against Carolina's 4th line. And Spezza actually loses the draw cleanly. What a play there by McCulloch in on Murphy. I think that's the key play, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. You don't have the coverage that you need in the slot. When the Hurricanes went 4-0-1 against some really good Western Conference teams, I mean, these shots just were not available to attacking teams. But to me, it's Milan McCulloch getting on the puck, preventing that, or getting on Murphy off of that one draw from Manny.
So a breakdown in front of Cam Ward, who comes up with the first save. It was great, but an easy rebound chance for Jason Spezza, who has the puck through the slot area. Now Justin Falk in his own zone, paired on defense with Andre Sekera. Carried out to center ice by Falk. Through the middle of that Ottawa coverage, he gets it deep. A good look at he, along with Erik Karlsson, who 2 seasons ago won the Norris Trophy as the NHL's top defenseman. He'll carry it out to center ice. He's been red hot in terms of points. He, too, is on a 5-game point streak. And now it's played in back of the goal by Eric Condra. Broken up by Sekera. Now Derek Grant. To the outside, all the way back, Jared Cowan. Looking for a tip, none available, but they do get control. It's Colin Greening. He tries to center out in front. Eric Staal separated from the puck. Cam Ward will slow it up. as the shot was taken by Derek Grant, and we'll see Spezza's goal one more time.
Well, I want you to watch Jay Harrison. Okay, now this is Harrison right here, and then I want you to watch McCulloch come in. But watch Harrison. He's going to have a collision with Zibanejad and falls. Okay, could it have been interference? Yeah, possibly. And then you see the broken coverage with Spezza, who had been the face-off man in the first place. Jay Harrison didn't play yesterday. The Hurricanes didn't skate yesterday. He didn't skate this morning, so he might be a bit rusty.
Mika Zibanejad gets the only assist on the goal by Jason Spezza as we see Jay Harrison. 1:07 the time as the Sens strike early.
I think Jay would definitely argue that it's interference away from the puck, but Zibanejad makes a key play, a guy that a highly thought of player, but didn't make the team out of camp because he wasn't in the shape they wanted him to be.
Now Holtra wins that faceoff for Carolina. Everyone for the Hurricanes had a tough day in the faceoff circle yesterday in Boston. Jeff Skinner holding onto it out in front. It pinballs astray. Bobby Ryan takes over in his first season as an Ottawa Senator. Clark MacArthur will wheel it back now for Mark Mathot, and now they wind from their own zone. 2 shots early. They both belong to Ottawa as it's cut off here by Brett Belmore, and Mark Mathot is back in his own territory. Out to center ice. MacArthur had a great game last night in Detroit.
Boy, a lot of familiarity in Ottawa with MacArthur because he spent so much of his career with both Buffalo and Toronto to sign him as a free agent.
A very feisty game between the Senators and the Red Wings last night. Jiri Tlusty. Orvietsky, the young defenseman, is on him. Now it's played by Jordan Staal. Jiri Tlusty with a shot canceled by Erik Karlsson. Nifty stick handling. He'll elevate out to center ice.
It's a good defensive play by Karlsson. You're right. With Alfredsson going to Detroit, majorly playoff intense, even though Daniel didn't play. And that's where I thought there might be a letdown, although Ottawa has been very vocal about the fact they haven't started early games well.
Cam Ward turned the puck over to Zach Smith. Now Harrison gave it away. Smith again. Smith holding onto it. Back to the point, Cowan. His shot stopped by Ward, and he maintains control of the rebound. When the Canes win, all Caniacs win. Get 50% off your entire menu price online order at participating Papa John's the day after a Canes win. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Well, for Jason Spezza to score that goal, that's big for him. Missed the majority of last season with a back injury and then missed the majority of the preseason with a groin injury. So that's tough, even for a player of his capabilities.
And his first season as captain, and that's never an easy adjustment either after Daniel Alfredsson, the longest tenured captain at the time, left for Detroit. No problem there for Robin Lehner. The shot taken by Nathan Gerbe.
I believe wholeheartedly in the leadership skills of Spezza. I'd like to see his plus-minus be better. And I'd say the same for Eric Staal. But I've always seen the way that he treats younger players. Jeff Skinner, for instance, they have the same agent, and he has, in some ways, taken Jeff Skinner under his wing. They attend his skills camp in Toronto before every season. Spezza's the kind of guy that I think will always make young guys feel comfortable, which is important as a captain. For
Carolina, Eric is centering Tuomo Ruutu, Nathan Gerbe. Sekera with a shot fought off by Lehner. Played here by Tuomo Ruutu. Will attempt to scamper away from Jared Cowan, and now Zach Smith. Justin Falk this way, Andre Sekera. Had a goal yesterday in Boston. His pass off the stick of Zach Smith. Loose in back of Ottawa's goal. Captured by Jared Cowan, who attempts to clear. Cowan now going down with a little bit of help from Eric Staal. Chris Neal back out to neutral ice. Corey Conacher's attempt to get it deep did not work, and now the Senators will peel back.
It was a good face-off win for a shot from Sekera, who exhibited such grit yesterday.
Scored the early power play goal, then blocked a shot. Left the game, came back. And he has had a career season. 5 goals already for Andre Sekera. That's tied for the team lead. In the center zone, stolen by Jason Spezza. To the outside he goes. Spezza, drop pass for McCulloch. Good save by Cam Ward. Milan McCulloch had the chance as the Senators are getting all kinds of space on the attack.
Well, you almost backtrack to Justin Falk. Sekera's partner went cross ice in his own end, and it nearly led to a grade A chance. Then the Canes weren't able to come up the ice and get the puck deep. And Ottawa's winning the races right now. I mean, again, McCulloch doesn't win that race on Bowman back in the 4-0-1 5-game homestand where the Hurricanes were literally as tight as can be in that slot house area in their own end.
Second time in 3 games, the Hurricanes are giving up that first goal in the opening minute. That's a tough one, but they've been able to fight through that a bit. And now Dvorak in the corner. Back of the goal, Skinner right out in front. Poked off his stick. Jay Harrison goes deep for the Hurricanes. Skinner in control. Off the backside of the goal. Radek Dvorak from the corner. Now the rookie, Elias Lindholm. He'll keep it deep. In control, reading the play beautifully. Erik Karlsson, out he comes. Karlsson with good speed at the Carolina line. Derek Grant, good save by Ward. The rebound. What a save! None better. Cam Ward with the stick on Colin Greening.
Oh, my. Boy, oh boy. Well, we were in Boston yesterday where the Red Sox won the World Series. That was as good of a bat by Ward as you're going to see out of midair to prevent 2-0.
He can plead non-support right now. Cam Ward has made 3 or 4 10 bells, and we're just about 6 minutes in.
Ottawa looks like they're a team that is disgusted with their afternoon or evening games thus far this year. By the way, Karlsson's the guy that created that whole play. Jumping in with his skating ability from his own end.
Out to center ice. Comes all the way back. Sekera now in control. Through the center zone, unattainable pass for Patrick Dwyer. It'll roll in. And back to play it here is Mark Borowiecki. Away for Bobby Ryan. Away they go. Look at this room. Kyle Turris walking ahead now. Cutting is Clark MacArthur. It rolls in on Cam Ward. Sekera back to play it. He'll attempt to wheel from his own zone. He gets it out to neutral ice. Patrick Dwyer for the Hurricanes. The outside of Wierkosh off the blocker of Robin Leonard. Now Kyle Turris one more time. Headmanning for Chris Neal. He gets it deep.
You looked on that previous rush that Cam tried to reach out and even just take a whistle so you can get to the first commercial break, which I think would be a wise move with the way Ottawa's pushing.
Lots of momentum on the side of the visiting team right now. Back it goes for Cowan. Cowan shot wide of Ward. Loose this way, Chris Neal. Inside it goes, Corey Conacher off the skates of Belmore. In deep now, Eric Stahl pressured. Along the wall, cut off by Conacher. Gained by Carolina's captain. He'll start fresh. Eric Stahl out to center ice. On the wing for Tuomo Ruutu. He's crunched by Cowan, but the Hurricanes get it deep. It trickles in on Leonard. Centered by Eric Stahl wildly, and it comes all the way back.
That was a play that started from Eric Stahl on his own end that was solid as the low centerman.
Ottawa changing. Carolina sensing that. Attempts to hurry into that Ottawa zone. Now it's played by Andre Sekera. Drayson Bowman with a step on Mark Mathot. He'll wind it for a shot. Actually a pass intended for Stahl that didn't work. And now it's Sekera all the way across for Falk. His shot canceled by Zibanejad. Through the slot again, Drayson Bowman attempts to hunt it down. Loose along the boards. Kevin Westgarth turns it over. Ottawa back out. Zibanejad. Milan McCulloch. Now Jason Spezza looking for Zibanejad. Stolen on the back check and carried out here by Manny Malhotra. Great speed by Karlsson coming all the way back.
Eric Stahl, good shift, but he stayed on too long, and that's why Malhotra comes on late. I think the Hurricanes dodged the bullet. Short shifts have to be there.
But they'll take a penalty here, Tripp. Kevin Westgarth, an extra hit from behind on Mark Borowiecki. Carolina down a man, down a goal early. 12:05 left to go in this first period. And Cam Ward doing his best to keep it 1-0. Take a look at this spectacular save right here. Well, Kevin Westgarth, Tripp, will get a penalty. It looks like 2 minutes, a minor penalty for boarding as we see the young defenseman leave the ice surface here, Mark Borowiecki.
Yeah, Borowiecki out of Clarkson University in upstate New York. Oh, boy. Boy, you hope he's okay. He was down for the entire commercial segment. The referees were over, and I think they were deliberating whether it was going to be 2 minutes or 5. Right now, there's 2 up on the board. A lot of times when a player is injured, that elevates to a 5-minute major, but Paul McLean's team, it looks like, will just get the 2-minute power play. We'll get a look at it. Let's watch Westgarth. And Borowiecki does each other. He loses his footing, obviously. Now we're sort of temporarily blind. That's a bad hit.
Yeah,
I mean, it just is. It's not like I mean, Kevin's seeing 74. Oh boy, it's a bad hit. It's just that simple. Hurricanes have not started well. Westgarth is looking to provide what he's asked to provide, but that's a bad collision.
Now Wierkosh. He'll keep it deep. Ottawa to the power play for the first time. 14th overall, number 2 on the road. Patrick Wierkosh Converting a forehand. He'll get it deep for Bobby Ryan. Snappy pass up top. Now they address it. Chris Phillips away for Turris. Inside Bobby Ryan. He scored a beautiful 5-on-3 goal last night in Detroit. Weirkosh hinging. High slot. It rolls around. Ryan with a pass for MacArthur that's picked off by Radek Dvorak, and they kill time.
Well, we began our telecast this evening talking about the Hurricanes' 4 shorthanded goals in the last week. And this is an opportunity of a penalty kill to really get the Hurricanes in this game for the first time.
Ottawa in the last 5 in the power play, 7 for 26. Now Turris away for Chris Phillips. Top of your screen. Inside skate to stick, Kyle Turris. Turris had it poked along. Now it's played here by Weirkosh. His shot fought off by Ward, and the rebound fended away. Clark MacArthur had the chance, and it slammed out of the zone by Ron Hainsey.
Well, you could say that Weirkosh with Sergei Gonchar going to the Dallas Stars is the guy that comes in to fill his shoes, to man the point of the power play with Karlsson.
Weirkosh, a former second-rounder. He's only 23 years of age. They have 14 drafted players of the 23 they have on their roster. Inside it goes. Now McCulloch, his shot off the side of the goal with help from Cam Ward. And in control with time and space is Andre Sekera. He'll feed it out.
McCulloch has been good. Both teams, the Red Wings and the Senators last night at Joe Louis Arena, multiple 5-on-3s. I mean, I don't remember a game this season that has had as many power play chances.
4 5-on-3s in that game. Now it's played here by Mathot. Erik Karlsson holding on to it. Mark Mathot, the Ottawa native, looks it over. Now he gets it back center point. In deep now for Karlsson. He'll address it all the way across. They set it up again. Spezza, his pass rejected by Malhotra. He got it back. Jason Spezza. Out of the box is Westgarth. And it's kept deep by Karlsson for Zibanejad. Muscled a bit by Belmore. Jason Spezza back to the point. Mathot. This way Erik Karlsson. A wrister fought off by Ward. Zibanejad has the rebound. Spezza moves it back to the point. Here's Mathot again. Curling Spezza. McCulloch shot. Turned out with a purpose by Cam Ward. It's all Ottawa. From the corner now. Broken up by Talusti, and finally the Hurricanes get it out of their own zone.
It was not, you relied on your best penalty killer, Cam Ward, but that is a big kill. And let's see if the Canes can get a lift from it.
Jeff Skinner turns. Forced to the outside, separated from the puck by Erik Karlsson. Karlsson starts from his own zone. Through center ice now. Corey Conacher, the former Tampa Bay Lightning, he'll get it deep.
What an example of Karlsson being able to skate himself out of trouble there. I mean, that was tremendous.
Now it's carried in by Elias Lindholm. A chance for Murphy, rejected by Robin Lehner. As Murphy hit a seam, now route 2 for Lindholm. Lindholm checked by Jared Cowan. Robin Lehner moves it back to the point. Ryan Murphy, here it comes off a couple of sticks. Route 2, off another stick wide. Lindholm to the outside, grinding it deep for Yuri Talusti. Talusti to the outside of Cowan. Now at the point, it's Murphy. Here's Jay Harrison looking for a tip. It goes off his man Lindholm and wide, and getting to it is Corey Conacher.
Boy, so Karlsson does something that catches your eye, and then Ryan Murphy does the same.
Carolina now. Talusti on a line change. Dwyer. A loose puck as we see. Chris Neal in his own bench. And we get a stoppage. 8:25 left to go, period 1. Chantel McCabe with Dave Lewis when we come back to Raleigh right after this.
Taking the storm on the road. And Fox Sports Carolinas has you covered. Get all the action as they face off with the Devils.
Oh, now you see him, now you know.
Hurricanes, Devils. Wednesday at 6:30 on Fox Sports Carolinas. Get more out of every Canes game with Hurricanes Live. Our experts bring you an in-depth look at all the action. Plus, get the final word from Coach Muller and the players. Hurricanes Live. Before and after the games on Fox Sports Carolinas and Sports South.
Back in Raleigh, I'm with Coach Dave Lewis. It might be 1-0 Senators, but Cam Ward's in a back-to-back situation. He's already made some exceptional saves. What have you liked about his game so far?
Well, the exceptional save. Those are unbelievable save. Only a guy like him can make that save. We got out of that penalty kill situation, so that's good. We generated a chance right after that, so that's what we have to do. Stay out of the box, get going. It's 3 games with 4 nights for us to get everybody involved.
Thanks.
Okay.
Dave's absolutely right. I mean, a minor penalty that could have been a major. That Cam makes some saves. Then you get the Murphy chance. So what do you do with it here in the rest of this first period?
Hopefully they build on it. They need it. Now Condra out to center ice. Eric Condra, but his teammate Colin Greening was offside, so we get a stoppage. Caniacs, it's now time for the Moe's Southwest Grill, hey, what do you say, queso player? If Erie Talusti scores a goal tonight, all Caniacs receive a free side of most famous queso and hot fresh chips tomorrow at any Triangle locale.
Well, I think by flip-flopping Talusti and Gerby, now Gerby's on the ice with Eric Stahl, it brings, I think, a level of work ethic to the line with center by Eric and Ruutu Bowman. And then you simplify the role for Talusti, who's had the tough start this season of playing on the defensive line. And when you simplify a lot of times your offense then comes.
Shots are 9-5 Ottawa. The early goal at 107, Jason Spezza from Mika Zibanejad, and now Andrej Sekera, the back of his own goal. Sekera has 3 goals in his last 2 games. He leads National Hockey League defensemen in terms of takeaways, and now it's carried in the zone by Justin Falk. Wide of Robin Leonard. Eric Stahl off the mark. Loose in back of the goal, glove down. An attempt to center that time by Drayson Bowman, thwarted by Bobby Ryan, and out he comes. Ryan now lead pass for Turris. It rolls in on Cam Ward. They'll feed it along the boards, and Ottawa has it. Erik Karlsson with a shot tipped wide by Kyle Turris. Kyle Turris out of the corner. The wall sealed off momentarily by Bowman, and now Justin Falk back in his own zone.
Yeah, Falk had a couple of tough shifts to start this game, and we continue to talk about young defensemen, of being able to put mistakes behind them with so much game left. So I think that'll be the test for him in the rest of this one.
Carolina now in control with a breakout. It's Ron Hainsey. Through the center zone, spinning is Jordan. Jordan Stahl walks in. Leonard shuts it down, and he has control.
That was a good control breakout that led to Jordan's chance. Speaking of transition, let's take a look at the Norris Trophy winner, a season removed. Boy, the skating ability, skates himself right out of trouble. I mean, by 3 Carolina jerseys, and all of a sudden it leads to a chance that leads to Cam's best save of the game, and then a young defenseman with such promise jumping in, Ryan Murphy, another right shot. So a good look at both players who have elite skating ability.
Erik Karlsson sunk down to number 15 overall. In his draft year, he was selected in 08. And everybody had the same obvious knock, size. That's all they said. Murphy with a chance, denied by Robin Leonard. But he has so many great athletic qualities.
I mean, for Karlsson, I mean, it's just the puck explodes off of his stick. And I think Ryan Murphy, a couple of good shots where it's exploding for him. But I think Murphy's going to continue to really tweak the. This is going to be a power play, I think, for the Hurricanes.
Puck is cleared, I believe, on a deflection. So they'll get a face-off back in the zone. Pierre Rossico, the linesman, made the call. 6:33 left in period 1.
Yeah, I think Murphy will continue to look at his curve and also his flex as his young NHL career continues. And I guess looks like it maybe grazes the glass. There was not an argument from anybody at ice level, and they have the best vantage point.
Face-off won by Carolina, but as we see, it splits the D. It comes all the way back. A good look at Ron Hainsey, the veteran, pressured by Mika Zibanejad. He, too, a former first-rounder. Hainsey hard press. Spezza supporting the puck. Hainsey recovers nicely, and Carolina gets it out. Through center ice, it's Tuomo Ruutu. He'll feather it off the boards and get after it. Ruutu inside for Nathan Gerby. Gerby broken up, and now it's carried out of the zone by Jason Spezza. He has the game's only goal. Karlsson on the flank, moving wide now. McCullough looking for Spezza down deep. Jason Spezza now grinds a bit of a cycle back to the point. Karlsson shot off a body off Eric Stahl, who has control, and Carolina survives.
Yeah, Bowman was in Ruutu's place in the last shift with Eric Stahl.
Here's Gerby with a chance off a stick wide off Karlsson. Now out of the corner. Getting to it is Jason Spezza. Erik Karlsson through the center zone. Will wrist it ahead and go off in a line change, and that'll give Andrej Sekera all kinds of time. Carolina breaks out once again. Justin Falk through the open gate, and we get a stoppage. 5:27 left to go in this first period. The door was open. He hit it. 1-0 Ottawa.
Back in the first, it's 1-0 Senators. If you look at the back of the Carolina Hurricanes helmet, you'll see a little sticker decal that says DB. This is to honor 2 people who are very special, very inspiring to the Carolina Hurricanes organization. The first, Doris Barksdale, a longtime motivational consultant and community relations work with the organization since 1994. And the second, Dickie Britt, a North Carolina native whose philanthropic efforts have touched so many, including his dedication to the Kids and Community Foundation. We'll have more on them in Inside a Hurricane at intermission. Guys?
Two angelic people. Both fittingly with the initials DB, and boy, are they sorely missed. I used to utilize Doris Barksdale's talents to always see the positives in any situation and bring about positive energy. Dickie and Margie Britt, who grew up in the Carolinas and were successful in a whole variety of McDonald's and have been Hurricanes fans from day one. Both magical people.
I can't say it any better. They're both missed by so many and missed dearly day by day. 5:09 left in period one. Cam Ward out to play it, paired on defense. Justin Falk and Andrej Sekera. Kirk Muller's forward line. Jordan Staal, Patrick Dwyer, and Jiri Tlusty. Tlusty now hands it off to Dwyer. Dwyer with a cut on Carlson. Rink-wide pass. Good stick in the back check by Clark MacArthur. Out of the corner, Kyle Turris for Ottawa. Coughed it up to Patrick Dwyer. He'll keep it deep. Bobby Ryan awaits. And a long clear out of the reach of Turris all the way back. This is icing.
Well, I talked to George Alps, one of the Hurricanes' fine equipment managers, who is not on the bench and would have been in the Boston dressing room with assistant athletic trainer Doug Bennett yesterday. And Sekera walked in. He said, hey, I'm not taking off my skate. I'm just going to gather myself and I'm going back out. They wanted to put some extra padding on the area that was hit by that shot. He said, no way. He said, I've had it before. If I put the extra padding, it impacts my comfort level. Came back out, scored a power play goal.
And the players always say if you take that skate boot off right away, it could swell up. You'll never get it back on. So Robin Lehner right off the face-off hangs on to that one. We'll see Paul McLean, and I'll tell you what, he's done a great job since taking over Ottawa.
He sure has. Formerly a part of Mike Babcock's staff in winning a Stanley Cup in Detroit. That is not a Movember mustache. That's
a
consistent throughout the entire year. But you know what he said at this stage where you played significant hockey, he said his team's identity has been their lack of consistency. Well, they won a big game last night against the Red Wings. What do they do tonight?
Ryan Murphy with a shot. He paid his dues. Long-time assistant with Detroit. Just a great man, great hockey man, and an excellent post-game quote. Now along the board.
Yeah, well, he never refers to players by name. It's only by number.
For Rafael Diaz, the Montreal Canadiens, player 61. Now in back of the goal. Broken up by Weirkosh. Sealed off by Malhotra. Now Zach Smith in control. Off a body. Westgarth shut down by Robin Lehner as he stayed upright. It's carried out here by Zach Smith. Corey Conacher's bid wide of Cam Ward. Loose this way. Drayson Bowman. Pressured a bit by Chris Neal. Malhotra back out to center. Murphy to the outside. His shot caught by Lehner. No further play.
That was
rough stuff in front here. Westgarth a little bit antsy on Carlson, and Chris Neal will take care of that.
Well, that's a good shift from the fourth line. Chris Neal just played his 800th game, and well, he's a tough guy that can really play the game. Westgarth had one of Carolina, I'd say right with Ryan Murphy, best chance of the period. Good forechecking shift, getting below the goal line, puck support. Westgarth thinking about going in, but no, Bowman's there, so he gets himself in a shooting position, and Neal was on him, but not really. I don't think Kevin got as much of that shot as he wanted, but that is still an excellent job of a three-man forecheck.
3:48 left to go in this first period. Shots 10-9 favoring Carolina. Elias Lindholm losing that draw to Derek Grant. Around the boards it goes. At the point, Jason Spezza, Brett Belmore come together. Grant now this way, Milan McCulloch to play it along the boards and get it deep.
Now, as Dave Lewis talked about with Chantel McCabe, the Hurricanes have settled things down, you think, here after that Ottawa power play.
Radek Dvorak to an open wing. Zibanejad lead pass, Jason Spezza, cross corner dump in. Belmore looks around, pressured a bit by McCulloch. Here's Dvorak. And out come the red-clad Hurricanes. It's Lindholm. Glove down to the outside, the veteran, Radek Dvorak. He'll lay it all the way back for Nathan Gerby. Standing on a shot, second chance, off a body. Went off Lindholm. Captured here by Jason Spezza. Spezza now from his own territory. Flushed out a bit by Gerby. Mark Mathot lays it along the boards. Ottawa changing on the fly. Carlson, headmans for Condra. Eric Condra to the outside. Defending him, Andrej Sekera. Colin Greene crunched by Justin Falk. Now it's played here by Tuomo Ruutu as he tries to get from his own zone. Ruutu out to neutral ice. 2:39 left in period one. An early goal from Jason Spezza, scored at 1:07, the only scoring so far. First of three meetings. These two teams will play again next in Raleigh on January 24th. Sekera will send it in wide of Robin Lehner. Out of the corner now, gathered in by Gerby, off of Robin Lehner. Loose in back of the goal, and now wheeled out by Eric Condra. Out to center ice, Derek Grant, give and go. Condra again. His shot swallowed by Cam Ward. We get a stoppage.
Well, Jared Cowan, who was a guy that gave a controversial hit to Pavel Datsyuk last night in Detroit, but this is an excellent job on his part of feeling a power forward coming and actually not absorbing the hit, but actually dishing it out legally. I didn't like the hit so much last night on Pavel Datsyuk. He didn't go with the team to Buffalo, the Red Wings they're playing right now, but he is a physical blue liner out of the Western Hockey League.
And the Wings are losing to Buffalo late in the first period, 1-0. We had a long debate up here about that situation with some of the Ottawa personnel.
It wasn't really a debate. We just listened.
No, it was a speech. It was basically a speech. Bobby Ryan shut down by Cam Ward. The very fine, the great Dean Brown was on his horse, so to speak, and we heard all about it before the game. Now, Patrick Dwyer to the outside of Mark Mathot. It goes deep. Mathot lays the body on Dwyer. Dwyer out of the corner. They center one off Lehner. Hack and whack time. Here's a chance. Oh, Toulousti's chance blocked in front. Jordan Stahl, Patrick Dwyer, good shift here for Carolina. Dwyer dragging one wide of Lehner. Moving down the wall, Ron Hainsey, good play. Here's Jiri Toulousti out in front off the paddle of Lehner, and Ottawa somehow attempts to get it out. Good hustle by Dwyer again in Carolina. Excellent puck possession. Here comes Ron Hainsey from downtown. Caught by Robin Lehner. He'll get a face-off.
Two excellent forechecking shifts in the last couple of minutes. First, the fourth line for Carolina, and then Jiri Toulousti in Patrick Dwyer's spot, Nathan Gerby's spot. Boy, excellent opportunity for Toulousti. He just can't buy a break. First man pressure from Dwyer. The support from Toulousti, and Toulousti nearly scores. And who's the guy to regather that puck afterwards? It's Jordan Stahl. I mean, that was quickness, a forecheck that's starting to come to form.
It's interesting line combination so far with Toulousti on that line. Off the face-off. It's one back. Callan plays it. And a lead out for Chris Neal. Sekera is back. Neal with a shot. Good defense by Andrei Sekera. Neal goes deep again for Zach Smith. 69 seconds left in the period. Smith cuts. Patrick Wierkosh holding, shooting one. Off a body wide. Conacher had it, lost it. Loose in back of the goal. Dug out here by Eric Stahl. Under a minute left in period one. Floated out of the zone by Nathan Gerby.
Two good plays by Andrei Sekera. First on Neal, and then his coverage, I believe, on Conacher. And Sekera would know Ottawa well from his days in Buffalo.
Whistle blown up ice. Faceoff will be at center ice. And a reminder, the Carolina Ale House is the host of Cool Bars. They always have been. The next one is in Cary on December 3rd. Log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com for more details. Shots even at 11. Off the draw, Spezza gets it back for Erik Karlsson.
That'd be ready to face off that Jason Spezza to be able to beat Malhotra that cleanly.
Now Karlsson. Off a stick off Skinner. Jeff Skinner tries to go forward. From the center zone, Karlsson one more time, wide of Ward, getting to it, Milan Michalek. Defending him is Ryan Murphy around the wall this way along the dasher, played by Jason Spezza. Back to the point, Karlsson, point-to-point, Phillips, his shot, an easy stop for Cam Ward. Now Malhotra in back of the goal, loose this way for Jay Harrison. 15 seconds left in period one. Carolina now gets it from their own zone. Skinner whips it across for Malhotra, and now he'll try and make a play, but it's broken up by Michalek. Jason Spezza off the boards and out. Only 4 seconds left in the period as the Canes get it deep, and that'll do it. Eric Stahl will be Chantal McCabe's guest when she kicks off the PNC Bank first intermission. 1-0 on the goal by Jason Spezza. It's Ottawa over Carolina on Fox Sports Carolina. We're back here at PNC Arena. The boys come out for the second period. Let's take a look at the first period stats brought to you by Buffalo Brothers, the greatest tenders on planet Earth. The Canes did a good job to dig out in that period, as indicated by the numbers. Ottawa had the edge early. Carolina did a good job in the second half of that period. John Forsland, Trip Tracy, Chantal McCabe is at ice level. Sit back and enjoy the second period. Jason Spezza has the game's only goal. as the Canes and the Sens hook up for the first of 3 meetings this season. We'll play next in mid-January right here. 1 point separate the two teams in the standings. Ottawa coming off a win last night in Detroit, and Carolina an overtime loss yesterday afternoon in Boston.
And the Ottawa Senators, no Borjeveski, are down to 5 defensemen. All the more reason to establish a forecheck.
Borjeveski was hit by Kevin Westgarth, boarded in the first period. As it kicks off a body off Bobby Ryan back out to center ice. Carolina's Brett Belmore scored his first NHL goal Thursday night in Detroit, gets it deep, and there to play it is Zach Smith out to center ice. Smith for Ottawa, through the D, to the open corner. Good look from ice level. He's hit by Ryan Murphy. Patrick Wierkosh steered along by Corey Conacher. Now Smith off the paddle of Ward. Played to the outside. Cowan with a shot. It redirects high. It stays in play. Patrick Wierkosh now will get it deep. Corey Conacher let it go this way, where it's accepted by Carolina's Radek Dvorak. He took a hit from Chris Neal to make a play, and now Ryan Murphy asserts. Over the line. Murphy tries to make it happen. Denied. Broken up here by Zach Smith and carried out. Ottawa's offside as they cross, and we get a stoppage.
Well, Robin Leonard truly looks like he's a quarterback playing net. And his father, Michael Leonard, out of Gothenburg, Sweden, same hometown as Daniel Alfredsson and Henrik Lundqvist. His father, Michael Leonard, is Henrik Lundqvist's goalie coach. Well, at least his goaltending coach outside of the New York Rangers. And Michael Leonard is very close friends with Dave Lewis, the Hurricanes assistant coach. Seems like Dave, from his time in Detroit, knows people all over the globe with the Swedish and Russian influence with the Detroit Red Wings, where he was for many years.
Played along the boards now, and it comes all the way back for Eric Stahl. Ruutu gives it back to Justin Falk. In full flight, Andrej Sekera holding onto it. His shot off the pad of Robin Leonard. Playing on consecutive nights. He was outstanding in Detroit last night, especially in the first period when Detroit carried the play.
Yeah, and then special teams took over, but Ottawa doesn't allow themselves to win the game on the power play without his effort in the opening 20.
Over the line now, Spezza drop pass Zibanejad. What a save by Cam Ward as he attacked Mika Zibanejad. A good look at Nathan Gerbe. He gets room. Gerbe pulls up, shoots one off a body out in front. Leonard! A spectacular save on Tuomo Ruutu, and Ottawa gets it out of harm's way.
Yeah, Ruutu is starting to get to the front of the net, but the Hurricanes, whether it be in transition or in their own end, just have taken some steps back in terms of giving up those garden spot chances. I mean, there was a stretch here recently where they just weren't available for any team coming in this building.
Ottawa getting speed through the middle. Carlson shot wide of Cam Ward. Eric Condra now. Indirect pass down low. Colin Greening off the paddle of Cam Ward. Loose out in front. Malhotra spots Kevin Westgarth, and away they go. Westgarth shovels ahead for Drayson Bowman. His shot fought off by Robin Leonard. The rebound. Leonard got a piece of that one. Kevin Westgarth was on the doorstep. Harrison's shot turned away by Robin Leonard, and it goes out of play.
Fourth line has had some good shifts late in the first period, now in the second. And let's just watch the area between the two tops of the circles and towards the net, okay? And bring it all the way from the tops down to the two posts, and that tells you that's the house area. And you're seeing white jerseys win battles, whether it be on a forecheck or whether it be in transition. And we just saw it again as Cam made another fine save.
Andrej Sekera with a shot wide of Robin Leonard. Looking for a tip. Justin Falk down the boards for Carolina. Dwyer scores! What a rocket! Patrick Dwyer, top shelf. And the Canes have tied it.
I give an assist to the fourth line here in what they did on their last shift. And Patrick Dwyer, Kirk Muller mentioned to you in our pregame show interview that Pat Dwyer is like an absolute unsung hero. Watch him get over. He was on his offside initially, closest to the net. And then he worked over towards the boards, being the right shot. I mean, this was just a perfect shot. But you have two men down low that come up with a puck. I believe that's Justin Falk way down low as well. So the defensemen jump in at the right time, and it leads to a perfect shot. And Dwyer has 2 goals on the weekend.
Patrick Dwyer, and possibly grazed the stick of Jared Cowan. Ricocheted upward. Second goal in as many games for Dwyer. A Fox shot swallowed by Cam Ward, and Kirk Muller called Patrick Dwyer his team's unsung hero in Hurricanes Live tonight, and he comes through again.
one more look at the goal. And there's just no hesitation. Look, 2 men down deep. I believe one of them is Falk. And that's why Talusti's right here and up high in a responsible high forward position. Yeah, it may have grazed Cowan, but it didn't change trajectory very much. That's a good pinch by Falk that allows to the chance, but a good read of that from Jiri Talusti in case Ottawa came up with the puck.
Jordan Staal and Justin Falk get the assist, and the goal scored at 3:10, which is tied it. Shots are now 17-14 Carolina. Mark Methot. D-to-D pass for Erik Karlsson. Karlsson will start ahead. Through the center zone now. He'll go hard around, and it's slowed down by Cam Ward. He'll shove it along for Sekera. Now underneath it is Eric Staal. Staal circling back in his own zone. Justin Falk now as they break it back out to the center zone. Sekera through the middle. Staal's in to the outside. His shot stopped by Leonard. Cleaned up by Methot. Staal goes for a tough angle. And a good job by Robin Leonard getting across. Now Nathan Gerbe. Gerbe centers one, nobody home. Mika Zibanejad has it for Ottawa. Out to center ice. Some room for Jason Spezza. Spezza delays on Belmore. Lays it off for Turris. Kyle Turris caught by Cam Ward.
Hurricanes 2 men below the goal line with regularity, and it was a forward and Justin Falk, as you can see, on the goal. And Patrick Dwyer, I've spoken with Rod Brindamore for several years now, and Brindamore has always said that Patrick Dwyer is just scratching the surface of what he can be offensively because of his speed, and he has a very good shot. But you saw there on the face-off, he was initially close to the net. As soon as the Hurricanes won the draw, he went over to the offside, and he just had constant motion, but he got that to the net so quickly.
And again, this line is Jordan Staal, Jiri Talusti, and Patrick Dwyer. New combination implemented tonight by Kirk Muller. Kyle Turris moving up on Dwyer. Forced outside. Out of the corner, Ryan back to the point. Played all the way back by Patrick Wierkosh. Bearing down on him is Jordan Staal. Around the boards, a chip by MacArthur. Turris has control. Rink widening for Wierkosh. From well out, no problem for Cam Ward. Out of the corner. Loosened back of the goal by MacArthur. Kyle Turris one more time. Clark MacArthur on the exchange. Mark Methot holding onto it. Turning MacArthur. Poked off his stick by Jordan Staal and back out to center ice. Canes on the transition. Here's Dwyer again. His shot wide of Robin Leonard. And it careens out of play, so we get a stoppage.
Hey, John, we're not going to show it through the goal, but we're going to show you what Dwyer did off the faceoff, okay? Now, he's a right shot. The reason he's going to come over here, if you get the puck to the middle, you can go back this way, and he's in a one-timing position. This is a set play. See, now, if Sekera had gotten the puck back to him, he's on his offside, he can get it to the net. So that was a heady play on a set face-off play before the forecheck down low and his bar-in goal.
Face-off won by Derek Grant. Karlsson with Bowman on him. Knocked down by Jay Harrison. Drayson Bowman turns. His shot blocked in front off Kevin Westgard. Eric Condra takes a hit from Harrison. Derek Grant of Ottawa clears it all the way back.
Boy, a lot of confidence right now in this fourth line. They're playing a regular shift.
Greening with a big hit on Ryan Murphy. Now Bowman out to the center zone. He approaches Mark Methot. He pulls up, throws it across. Jay Harrison off a stick, off Derek Grant, and it goes out of play.
I mean, there are a lot of coaches that after a bad hit from Westgarth in the first period would have planted him on the bench. And one thing about Kirk Muller is that he gives players a chance to respond from a mistake. He does it all the time. I mean, and players, that's all you can ask for. You know what? You did something wrong. How do you respond to it? And Westgarth has been a big part of the forecheck at the end of the first period, now here in the second.
Good to see that response. And Lindholm now given the boot. Radek Dvorak taking the face-off, which is won back that time by Zach Smith. Corey Conacher knocking it down, getting it from Chris Neal. Conacher now attempts to go deep. Looking around is Ron Hainsey, a chip by Jeff Skinner. It goes in the Ottawa bench, another break and play.
Weekend Patrick, huh, John?
That's right.
Weekend Patrick. Well, you see both on the backhand and now the goal this evening that might have just turned into night, how quickly he gets the puck up. You know, and Not a big curve on that stick, which allows the backhand to get up a little bit easier, but it makes it tougher to get it up. He's got a little bit of a wedge there from the middle of the blade to the toe that almost acts like a 60-degree wedge in golf to elevate that puck.
Face-off as we see in the Carolina zone. Eric Stahl, now Tuomo Ruutu against Jason Spezza. Won by Spezza. Carlson hammers one well wide and high of Cam Ward, and now carried out by Eric Stahl. Stahl pulls up, lays it ahead. Here's a chance. They score! That's hockey, baby! What a goal! Tuomo Ruutu set up by Eric Stahl, and the Canes have a 2-1 lead.
Boy, how big does that penalty kill on the Westgard penalty look right now? Justin Falk, Andre Sacra with Eric Stahl, 5-man group. Excellent job there of Eric Stahl, getting himself in position to skate with a puck. And look at Ruutu from his own end, get his legs going and just win the race on Milan Michalek. Milan Michalek had the legs on the first goal of the game. Energy clearly on his side. That is reversed to Tuomo Ruutu, playing his second excellent game of the weekend. There he wins the race. Nice speed from Eric, quickly in the net. The Hurricanes have the lead.
Another player that his coach talked about before the game in terms of his game yesterday in Boston. As a launching point, Tuomo Ruutu is first of the season. It goes deep. Jared Cowan, checked by Patrick Dwyer. Yuri Tlusty supporting that play. Over the line, but Carolina is offside. 13:28 left to go in the second period, and a feel-good moment for Tuomo Ruutu. He scores, and the Canes have a 2-1 lead. Experts, and then there are apprentices, and we thought we would compare the two mustaches. The great Paul McLean and his trademark, and you're working on what we're calling here an itchy upper lip.
I had somebody actually send me a message one night and say that and they were serious, that I had peanut butter on my upper lip. And by the looks of that, I might want to start drinking less coffee if you, well, believe in white teeth.
There's no chance you extend
My
this.
teeth are starting to look like George Washington. No, it's gone at 12:01 on December 1st.
That's it.
For a good cause, but
It was a great
my
cause.
Movember days will be done.
All right. Well, you should be commended for that. They announced the goal, Tuomo Ruutu, his second goal of the season. He did score his first goal against Boston on November the 18th. Eric Stahl gets the assist. 6:09 is the time. Carolina offside as they cross, and the Hurricanes have climbed back into this one.
Well, when Tuomo Ruutu was acquired from Chicago for Andrew Ladd, it was because he could play center as well as wing. Now, Eric Stahl got booted. That's Tuomo Ruutu in the faceoff circle. But look, as you continue to watch Ruutu, look at him come underneath the puck here. It just, legs are going now. He's like a freight train. Eric Stahl, heck of a play. He scored.
Off the faceoff now, Colin Greening from well out. Banding on a shot, now off of Murphy. A chance for Grant. Shut down by Cam Ward. Harrison pushed off the puck by Colin Greening. Greening centers one. Good sticks, but it rolls all the way back to Wierkosh. His shot off a body. Little hack and whack time out in front. Harrison tries to mine the store, and it's finally frozen by Cam Ward. And then an extra shove by Jay Harrison on Derek Grant. Catch the new college football show every Thursday at 7 on Fox Sports South. Watch James Bates and Coach Tommy Bowden for in-depth coverage of this week's best matchups. The new college football show on Fox Sports South.
Big save there from Cam Ward on the former Michigan State Spartan, Derek Grant. I mean, you look at what Cam did on that penalty that Westgarth took when Ottawa had the entire momentum and was up 1-0. And now the Hurricanes have all the momentum. How do you preserve it? Nice saves like that from close range.
Cam Ward will look at a face-off to his left. Malhotra attempts to win it back for Carolina. Ottawa tries to get possession. Carolina finally does. Carried out here by Elias Lindholm. And the rookie now rolls it ahead. Here's Mark Mathot. Headmanning for Chris Neal. Zach Smith on the wall. Off the blocker of Cam Ward. Smith hunts it down. One-timer fanned on by Conacher. It comes out to center.
Conacher, who was the guy traded for Bishop, thus far looking like a heck of an edge for Steve Yzerman in the Tampa Bay Lightning.
At the time of the trade, he was the talk of the league. He burst on very quickly out of Canisius College. Some people were talking about Corey Conacher Rookie of the Year at that time. But he has had a hard time finding the right mix, but still a young player. Lindholm away now for Radek Dvorak. Out in front, out of the reach of Jeff Skinner. Broken up and carried out of the zone here by Jason Spezza. He'll approach Justin Falk. Zach Smith never saw the puck. Carolina with a breakout here. Gerby and Falk. Nathan Gerby, Justin Falk. What a block. Going down, Chris Phillips. The great Ottawa veteran. Gerby taken down, and Phillips will take a seat. Carolina to the power play.
Great sign for Justin Falk. He started this game poorly, and now he's become as good of a player as there is on the ice. He's been a major factor here in this second period. He jumped in to make this initially a 2-on-1. Then Gerby gets below the goal line to draw the penalty. This is after the 2-on-1. And you see Gerby. It was a cross-check. I don't think Gerby was in a tough position. This is Falk right here. Look at him moving. Boy, I just love what he's done after some difficult shifts to start his afternoon or evening, showing that he has a very short memory.
Carolina tied for 26th with their power play. Number 29 at home. Ottawa 19th on the kill. 21st on the road. Carolina 2 out of 17 in the last 5 with their power play. Jared Callen. Hard around it goes. Ottawa's killed off 13 of 21 in the same time period, 5 games. Carolina's Andrej Sekera, Justin Falk, Elias Lindholm, Jeff Skinner, Eric Stahl on the ice. Lindholm locates the puck. He turns it over to Kyle Turris. He recovers, but Ottawa gets it out. At the line, it's Eric. Eric Stahl moving up on Callen, utilizing his frame. Good work by the captain. Stahl to the outside. Holding on to it. He now has points in 6 straight. Lindholm walks. He scores! What a goal! Elias Lindholm finds a way, and Carolina is up by 2.
They're the present and the future of the Carolina Hurricanes. Lindholm actually just stayed on sides for the initial entry. And then the strength of the veteran Eric Stahl allowed him to have this moment. So Stahl gains the line. Look at this strength. Look at this strength. And now he's going to start working up the boards. I don't know if Elias was calling for it or if Eric took a look. Didn't look like he took a look. What a shot. Sweet on sweet. So to get your second NHL goal, playing against Carlson and playing against Leonard, get your first one against Nicklas Backstrom.
Yeah.
That's scripted for Elias Lindholm. What a shot.
Good stuff. Great shot by Elias Lindholm, second goal of his young career. Eric Stahl will get another assist. As comes all the way back in, icing is called here against Ottawa. Lucky Lindy will see that goal one more time.
Well, remember when we interviewed him at Madison Square Garden about maybe scoring a goal on the Swedish hero Lundqvist, he said top cheese. It's amazing Eric Stahl didn't go down there from that late little push there, legal one from Method. Remember Lindholm said, in my dreams I always went top cheese on Henrik Lundqvist. Well, he didn't get him that night, but he just got Leonard top cheese. He'll love that.
Eric Stahl, Justin Falk get the assists on the goal. Another power play goal for the Hurricanes. They had one yesterday in Boston out to center ice. Eric Condra. Derek Grant with a shot. Fended off by Cam Ward. Free to the corner. Sekera on Grant. Colin Greening now pinned a bit by Ryan Murphy. Greening stopping and starting. He'll stay with it. Colin Greening this way. Patrick Wierkosh. Wierkosh looking for a tip. Off the end boards. Harrison got to it. So did Greening for Ottawa. A jockey for a loose puck. Now Harrison spots Radek Dvorak. And Carolina gets it out. Erik Karlsson in control. Dropping it back for Patrick Wierkosh. Wierkosh through the middle. Unattainable for Zach Smith. Cam Ward now legally in that trapezoid. Cut off by Smith. Ward recovers. He'll hang on. 9:49 left to go in the second period. We've had an explosion here in Raleigh. The Canes up 3-1. Elias Elias Lindholm put the biscuit in the basket, so you now can stop by any participating Bojangles between 5:30 and 10 a.m. tomorrow morning and say, I'm a Caniac, it's boat time, and you'll get your free Bojangles Bowberry biscuit. Log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com/Bojangles for rules and participating locales.
You know, I think it's just after midnight Monday morning over in Sweden right now, and his parents, including his father, a former Los Angeles King, they might be watching.
I hope they are.
They're good people. And remember, we've talked about the fact that every time his father comes to Raleigh, people think he's Bruce Willis, guy that played his first NHL shift on a line with Wayne Gretzky in L.A.
Ottawa circling back. John Trippin Chantel with you as always. We hit the road. We're at the Rock in Newark on Wednesday. Lindholm off the stick of Robin Leonard. Hainsey for Elias Lindholm, who's checked by Mark Mathot. 2 men in for Carolina. It's broken up. Conacher taps away for Zach Smith, and here they come. Smith now will go deep. Good look from ice level. Hainsey on him. Around the boards, Brett Belmore in control. Carolina will get it out. Through center ice, Radek Dvorak feeds it in.
I go back to the fourth line, forechecking shifts one more time. Late in the first period, early in the second, before Dwyer's first goal that started this 3-goal outburst.
To the center zone, it's Gerby. Nathan Gerby outside the line. Tuomo Ruutu, his second goal of the season. Same situation for Elias Lindholm. That's after Patrick Dwyer tied the game early in this period. 3 goals in succession. Ottawa had a 1-0 lead on an early goal from Jason Spezza. Ottawa carried the play in the first 10 minutes. Carolina recovered, played much better. Late stages of period 1 and really built on that here in the second. Cam Ward fending that one off. Spezza dropping it back. It's Nathan Gerby, and out they go. Through the center zone at his side, Tuomo Ruutu off the skate. It rolls in. Gerby, good desperation going down. Almost had that one. Now it's Ruutu poked off his stick and gained by Ottawa's Jason Spezza. Through the middle of the ice for Milan McCulloch. He's defended by Ron Hainsey. They go to the corner. McCulloch, good work here, but it's poked along by Hainsey. Top of your screen, Nathan Gerby. They escape hard. Carolina on the attack again. Jordan Staal. He'll pull up. Hold on to it. His shot off the pad of Leonard. They were looking for the rebound, and now in control is Erik Karlsson.
Boy, to see Ruutu back playing like this, it's the master of the obvious point to say it's a breath of fresh air. It's been a long road back for him to play like Tuomo can.
Bobby Ryan, late guy MacArthur, one pass too many. As Turris was taken down, now it's Wierkosh. Let go. Played by Clark MacArthur to the outside. They grind a cycle. Here's Mark Mathot holding. Here it comes, looking for a tip. None available. Getting to it, MacArthur. Inside for Bobby Ryan, leading Ottawa with 11 goals. Ryan now for Mathot. Good save by Cam Ward. He'll hang on. Let's go down to ice level. Chantel McCabe has a note.
Thanks, John. Well, hockey is a job, and that's for Cam Ward. It's a high-pressure job, especially for a goaltender. Well, in order to calm his nerves and have some calm feelings, Cam Ward has a couple of things written on his stick. The first one, have fun. It's something his father Ken has always told him, and Cam said it's the most important advice he's ever gotten as a goaltender. And at the top of the stick, it has Cam Ward's kids' names, Nolan, who turns 3 today, and Nyla, who was born earlier this year. Guys?
The note was Nolan's birthday, and Cam's better half, Cody, I'm sure is here, and that's what it has allowed Cam to, I think, be as good as he's been in Game 7s. And you look at his record in Game 7s, is because he's able to relish the moment and have fun with it.
Here's a chance, and it's blocked on the way through. Malhotra had the opportunity. Now it goes deep once again. Out of the corner. Malhotra tries to get it deep. Played now by Derek Grant back out to center ice. Manny Malhotra has an A on his sweater here today, and now it's fed right out in front as it comes all the way across. Now it's played by Ottawa down deep. The pass intended for Derek Grant. It's loose. Malhotra in control. Back out.
Oh, boy. I talked to Kirk Muller last night when we got home from Boston. I said, boy, it'd be great to see an A on his jersey sometime. I didn't know he already had it in the works.
Now Murphy holding on to it. Ryan Murphy off the stick. Loosened back of the goal. Condra to the outside. Eric Condra out to center. Unattainable for Zach Smith. Right back at them as Falk gets deflects high as it went off the stick of Jared Cowan and back out to center ice. Corey Conacher now broken up by Elias Lindholm. On the exchange, Chris Neal with a shot. Goes wide of Cam Ward. Jared Cowan tries to keep it deep, and it's tipped out of play. 5:46 left to go in the second period. Carolina 3, Ottawa 1. And as we pointed out, veteran Manny Malhotra has the alternate captaincy on his sweater tonight.
Yeah, Justin Falk has worn it a little bit. Alternate captain Tim Gleason has been fighting his way back from injury. You know, you're behind the 8 ball when you're coming back from injury. So Gleason not in the lineup. And that tells you what the coach thinks about Manny. And by the way, Cam Ward, I told you I'd report back. Manny almost put one in his own net in a situation like this in Columbus. And that's on Steve Mason. That's why he always tells the goalie, hey, be ready. I'm trying to win it back here on the back.
Well, you ambushed him on the plane as he was getting
I had to get my answer.
I know you did. Good work. Eric Staal pulls up. He has 2 assists tonight. It goes deep. Rude to a heavy hit on Jared Cowan. Ottawa out to center ice. Ottawa's offside, trapped in the zone. Mika Zibanejad, and now Eric Staal gathers in. Staal at the line, moves up. Here's Tuomo Ruutu. Ruutu holding onto it. He's checked by McCulloch. He stays with it. Ruutu off the stick of Jared Cowan. Staal in the corner. Ruutu over skates, and now McCulloch for Ottawa, and out they come. Zibanejad back out to neutral ice.
And when you challenge me on the air and you say, well, Tripp, I expect we're in Boston now, but I expect an answer from Manny with no morning skate. I mean, I have to blitzkrieg him on the plane. It's the only way I get my answer.
That's good.
Otherwise, you say, Tripp, did you do your research there?
I don't know about that. Now, Turris will drop it back for Bobby Ryan. Ryan goes inside again for Kyle Turris. Out of the corner. Loose along the boards. You see it up close. Kalusti now working it back for Ron Hainsey. Hainsey is shadowed by MacArthur. Now Jordan Staal. Jordan hits the Ottawa line. Stays with it. Dwyer for the front. So is Kalusti. He was checked by Wierkosh. And now MacArthur lays it ahead for Kyle Turris. Bumped by Staal. Getting to it is MacArthur. They wheel it back.
It goes without saying, Ottawa having played last night, you take their will away big time with the next goal.
On the wing, Ryan, a shot. Ward says no, and he hangs on.
Well, this evening that is now turned into night, Cam, if the Hurricanes win this game, it'll be what he did in the first period. That's down 1-0, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the Boston Red Sox World Series type batting save, and then that important penalty kill, still down 1-0 on the penalty to Westgarth in the first period. Those are the saves that you look back at.
Out of the circle, Derek Grant with a shot wide of Cam Ward. Kevin Westgarth coming down for Carolina, bumped by Greening. Now shoveled out of the zone by Malhotra. Erik Karlsson, a couple of tight turns and make it 3 on Drayson Bowman. On the tape of Grant. On the wing now they cross. Eric Condra goes all the way down low in that Carolina zone. Malhotra bumped by Derek Grant. Out of the corner, Colin Greening. Back to the point, Erik Karlsson. Arister off of Condra out in front. And in control is Kevin Westgarth, taking a hit to bounce it all the way down to Robin Leonard.
That edge work by Karlsson on the other side. Boy, now this pass. Boy, he's a player.
Zach Smith out in front. Good stick. Sekera before the puck got to Chris Neal. Neal keeps it deep in Carolina ice. Justin Falk now along the boards. Back out to center ice. Elias Lindholm, who has scored tonight. Now Wierkosh out to center. Flung along by Neal. Falk the inside route, maybe on Corey Conacher. Good job by Ottawa's Conacher. Smith off of Ward. Wierkosh goes wide. Smith again with a shot blocked by Falk. Corey Conacher with a follow-up off the paddle of Ward, and Carolina dodges that. They get it out to center ice. On the attack, Skinner. Skinner, off-net shot caught by Robin Leonard, and we get a stoppage.
Jeff Cowan wanted to tattoo Radek Dvorak in the neutral zone. Dvorak, the veteran, felt it coming. Now, let's watch the footwork first. Edge work. More edge work. More edge work. And now a first pass. Other side. Head up. No red line anymore. First pass in transition. That's why you're a Norris Trophy winner.
Face off in the Ottawa zone. Off the draw. Tough time for Zibanejad. Karlsson now for Chris Phillips. Karlsson quarterbacking from his own zone. Mika Zibanejad. Spezza broken up by Belmore. Back out to neutral ice. Phillips never saw it. Eric Staal did. Eric goes to work on the veteran Chris Phillips. cleared all the way back out to center ice. Ron Hainsey getting away from Zibanejad. Stretch pass. Now Eric. Nathan Gerbe. Tough angle shut down by Robin Lehner.
The Hurricanes, before they went to Detroit, worked on their 3-on-2s. Look at that net drive from Ruutu. That helps to create a little bit of an opening. Just look at that net drive from 15. And the Hurricanes already caught Lehner, maybe not square to the puck on the short side on Lindholm's perfect shot goal. Why not test him again? Gerbe did.
2:11 left in this second period. Jordan Staal and Clark MacArthur. Won by Jordan. Sekera. Arister caught by Lehner. No further play.
Good face-off win there from Jordan. He's looking back at Sekera again. Hey, by the way, this could be that set face-off play that we saw in Dwyer's goal. Watch Dwyer sliding over if they win the draw.
There he goes. Off the face-off. He gets it from Sekera. He'll roll it ahead. Now Talusti. Flushed out by Mark Mathot. Mathot wedging him. Good work by Jordan. Jordan down low. Holding onto it. He's defended. And again wheeled out by Mathot. Carried by Dwyer. Justin Falk with a shot at pinballs off Lehner, who recovers twice. Once with the glove, once with the stick. Back out to center ice. The Canes get it deep.
Falk's had his best offensive period in terms of the chances he's been a part of or goals he's been a part of in a long time.
Now MacArthur moving up on Andrei Sekera. Thwarted a bit by Manny Malhotra. Back out to center ice. Erik Karlsson on the tape of Bobby Ryan. Former first-round pick of the Anaheim Ducks. He'll scale it ahead. Bowman crunched by MacArthur. Sekera. Carolina, good positioning as they come back. Malhotra this way. Radek Dvorak. Cross corner dump in. Getting to it, Bowman. Defended by Ottawa's Karlsson. Goes in back of the goal, Erik Karlsson. Turned it over to Ron Hainsey. Hainsey from the wall all the way back to Dvorak. Here's Belmore. His shot deflects wide. Good hustle by Malhotra. Now Dvorak. Back to the point. Hainsey. They'll bring it back in offside, and Carolina will tag up.
That whole sequence starts because Radek Dvorak has his head up with the puck in the neutral zone and makes a good cross-corner dump so Bowman can get to it first.
35 seconds left in period 2. The shots are 26 Ottawa, 25 Carolina. Where it counts, Hurricanes up by 2. Hand pass is called here in the center zone, and we get a stoppage.
Watching Radek Dvorak has been a true pleasure. Like just this period. Remember that Cowan hit on Skinner when we were in Ottawa last year? Cowan was looking to absolutely bullseye that guy. And Dvorak, like a veteran, felt it coming. Then he's coming over on his last shift. He'll be back on the ice. Important shifts late in the period. Nope, he'll go back to the bench. He looks up. The dump should only be a temporary loss of possession. He goes to the area where Bowman can get it.
Ottawa now coming back in their own zone. Canes have a home-and-home series with New Jersey. It starts Wednesday night at the Rock. Friday night, the day after Thanksgiving, right here. Now turning back with it, Elias Lindholm, who has scored in this period. In the zone, Skinner pulling up. Jeff Skinner now pushed a bit by Chris Phillips as time expires in the second period. An explosion, and Elias Lindholm, the rookie, a big part of 3 unanswered goals scored by the Hurricanes in this period. Patrick Dwyer, Tuomo Ruutu, and Elias Lindholm. Coming up, the PNC Bank intermission. Shertel will speak with Elias Lindholm. That's the story after 40. It's the Carolina Hurricanes 3, the Ottawa Senators 1, right here on Fox Sports Carolina.
And after the game for Hurricanes Live, here on Fox Sports Carolinas.
We're back in Raleigh as we get set along with the Carolina Hurricanes for the start of this third period. They have the 2-goal lead over Ottawa. If you can determine and maybe predict your own future, you might be onto something. Check this out from Elias Lindholm.
Where did you beat Lundqvist in your dreams?
Top cheese.
Oh, why not? Good luck, Elias. Thanks.
Thanks, Brip.
Well, it's not Henrik Lundqvist, but he'll take it. A great goaltender in Robin Lehner.
It's another sweet.
Right.
So if it's not Lundqvist, why not Lehner? And it's top cheese. I'm telling you, these young kids, whether it be Lindholm or Murphy, Skinner's been around for a few years ago. He's still a young kid. Justin Paul, they have charisma.
Yeah.
You can see it right there. He has jam. Top cheese. He told me after that game that I almost wish I had said 5-hole. No, Elias, stick with your gut.
Let's go to your first impression, please. You got to teach these kids some lessons along the way. You're the guy to do that. The Eye Care Associates Storm Squad ready, so are we. Aerial look at the drop as we start this third period. John Forsland, Trip Tracy, Chantel McCabe, along with our fine crew. Carolina will hit the road and be in New Jersey on Wednesday night. You can see it on Fox Sports Carolina, starting with Hurricanes Live at 6:30. Eric Condra off a couple of sticks out in front, broken up by Drayson Bowman, back out to center ice. Ottawa had a 1-0 lead after one on a goal by Jason Spezza. That was answered by 3 unanswered goals from the Hurricanes. Patrick Dwyer, Tuomo Ruutu, and the high cheese man, Elias Lindholm.
And our thanks to our pregame show producer, Chad Zoolander-Graham, for acquiring that high cheese footage.
Mr. Zoo. Now it's knocked down by Patrick Dwyer. They go deep. Gary Talusti takes a heavy hit from Chris Neal. Carolina stays with it. Neal, good work by him. Zach Smith now out to center ice. This is Corey Conacher. Conacher defended well, beautifully by Andre Sekera. Carolina attempts to punch it back out. They do. Jordan Stahl off the stick of Pat Dwyer. Dwyer scored a shorthanded goal in Boston yesterday and a first goal tonight in the second period for the Hurricanes. Nathan Gerbe poked off of his stick, and Ottawa clears it off the stick of Zach Smith in his own bench.
When I was between the benches on Monday, John, I really appreciated a guy that takes away ice with that tight gap you're talking about here with Sekera. You see, there's nothing Conacher can do. Nothing he can do. If you sit back, a creative player like Conacher has more time and space.
Carolina 8-10-5, 21 points. Ottawa 9-10-4. They have 22 points. Tightly bunched. Eastern Conference, Bobby Ryan. A lead pass for Clark MacArthur. He's punished by Ron Hainsey. They go to the corner. Turris now moves it for Ottawa. Brett Belmore sneaks back. Bobby Ryan. This way for Chris Phillips, looking for a tip. Right out in front, good stick by Eric Stahl. He gets it from Tuomo Ruutu. Now Ruutu over the line, walks in for a chance off of Leonard. Loosened back of the goal. Ottawa gets to it, and out they come.
Boy, I love when Eric's good defense turns into good offense.
He's been outstanding tonight. Now Ryan off the stick of Justin Falk. Played by Carolina's Nathan Gerbe. Tuomo Ruutu scored his second goal of the season from well out. It was high over the top of Robin Leonard. It stays in play. Erik Karlsson for Derek Grant. Out to center ice, Colin Greening. Over the line, a shot caught by Cam Ward. Coors Light, cold hard facts. We'll get to it right here. We'll take a look at the Hurricanes and their record against Ottawa in the last 10 games at home, and they've outscored them by a bunch.
That's pretty impressive because some pretty good Senator teams. I mean, Brian Murray has been at the helm for a long time, and Ottawa would be considered one of, I'd say, the top 5 teams in drafting players and developing players. They haven't had many down years.
Short side shut down by Cam Ward. Original chance by Corey Conacher. Now Karlsson with a shot through a screen high. Chris Neal in back of the goal, out in front. Conacher checked by Radek Dvorak, and now Chris Neal. Good sweep check by Manny Malhotra. Carolina does a good job in their own zone. Out through center, it's Ryan Murphy from well out. Caught by Robin Leonard. Will get a face-off in his own zone.
Hey, John, we just talked about Eric Stahl. Eric Stahl and Tuomo Ruutu also have something going. Both players seem to be finding their game at the same time. But they have some very, very good chemistry. For certainly on the weekend in Boston and now tonight.
It's been building for the captain, as we saw in the graphic. Points in 6 straight. Physicality has been at the forefront for Tuomo Ruutu, and that's important. Had 5 hits yesterday against Boston. Now Harrison inside for Kevin Westgarth, away from Jared Cowan. Malholtra along the boards, flushed out by Grant. Westgarth off a body, went off Cowan. Now they get to it. Drayson Bowman. Westgarth down deep, given a shove by Cowan. Carolina supporting that puck. It's Malholtra. He's guarded by Derek Grant as he stops and starts. Looking for Westgarth. They grind a cycle. He's separated from it by Jared Cowan. Ottawa attempts to get it out. Westgarth hangs in there, continues to work along the boards. Greening. Finally, Ottawa back out to center ice.
Nobody has gone after Westgarth dating back to that first period hit. No Chris Neal, Jared Cowan there. And Westgarth has had a very nice hockey game.
Mark Worvietsky was injured on that hit by Kevin Westgarth and has not returned to this game. That's knocked down here by Jason Spezza. He'll slide it deep. Around the boards it goes. To the corner, Andrei Sekera for Carolina. 2 forecheckers in for Paul McLean's team, and now Carolina attempts to get it out. It's Eric Staal. Zibanejad easily detected by Cam Ward, and a stoppage of play.
That puck just zipped off his Zibanejad stick, didn't it? I mean, he had no forward motion. He's a player that won a World Junior Championship with Sweden and then came into camp this year. And they said his attitude wasn't right, his conditioning wasn't right, goes to Binghamton. You can see his skill level just even on a wrister like that.
6th overall in 2011, still only 20 years of age. Mika Zibanejad. Off the faceoff now. Malholtra wins it. Belmore through center ice. Scaled ahead by Radek Dvorak. Broken up by Erik Karlsson. Off a couple of sticks. Now Corey Conacher losing that race to Brett Belmore. Ottawa, as we see, on it again. Karlsson through the center zone. Ottawa gets another fresh start. Phillips ahead. Zach Smith. Converged on by Hainsey and Belmore, and Carolina gets it back out to neutral ice.
It's a pretty good stick play before Ottawa's speed got going by Elias Lindholm at the offensive blue line.
Chris Neal away from Lindholm. Broken up by Jeff Skinner, right back in the Ottawa zone. This is icing. We'll swing it back the other way. Nightly on Fox Sports Live, Jay Onrait and Dan O'Toole bring you all the scores, news, and highlights you need. Don't miss Fox Sports Live nightly on Fox Sports 1. To find Fox Sports 1 and your provider, go to foxsports1.com.
Tough face-off here for Lindholm against Turris. Skinner now. Or no, Dvorak. Smart. I think Dvorak should just try to tie him up and try to, teammates come in and get possession.
Face-off won by Kyle Turris. Patrick Wierkosh now holding onto it. Off a board, out in front. Carolina survives. Here they come. Jeff Skinner, 10-2 with the skates to the outside of his man, MacArthur, who took him down. And a penalty is called.
That was a really smart flurry here for Skinner. Dvorak, in all likelihood, is not going to win the face-off, so Skinner's got to think defense first. Watch Skinner. He's going to come. Here he is. Watch him. Right here. Skate on the tape. Eventually, he works MacArthur forward back on the blue line into a penalty situation. But that was Jeff taking care of his own end before thinking about anything else.
So Clark MacArthur, as we see in the box, a break for Mr. Skinner. Carolina is 1 for 1 with their power play tonight. The power play goal from Elias Lindholm. Jordan wins it for Gerby, and now Ryan Murphy. Across they go, Ron Hainsey. Ryan Murphy, here it comes. Denied by Leonard. The rebound, shut down by Robin Leonard. Off the stick of Tuomo Ruutu. Cowan moves it. Jason Spezza gets to it. Good pinch by Ryan Murphy as they jam along the boards. Chris Phillips hands it off to Jared Cowan. They kill time.
Good chance for Ruutu looking for his second. Just couldn't get that puck up. I think Jay Harrison maybe has gone to the Canes dressing room, so the Canes might be down to 5D for the moment.
Keep an eye on that outside the line. Spezza back for Cowan. They go D to D. Chris Phillips through neutral ice. Picked off by Carolina's Murphy. Knocked out of midair by Nathan Gerby. And now they reorganize with that much time left in the power play. Shots are even at 30 apiece. Carolina up by 2. Andrei Sekera. As Carolina is changing, this is Justin Falk through the middle. They gain entry. Hard around it goes. Eric Staal gets chased. He'll lay it back for Skinner. Now Sekera. Wide open Falk. Slap pass inside for the captain. Out in front, Skinner off the side of the goal. Now Eric Condra. Good play by Sekera. Play comes to a halt. A hand pass is called, and the face-off will be outside the line.
I hope you could appreciate on television what a good pass that was from Sekera to Falk. That was the difference of a puck maybe getting out, maybe even a chance the other way, and a grade A chance for Justin Falk. Falk elected not to shoot it, instead to go to the goal line to Eric Stahl. But that was the prototypical D-to-D pass.
Face-off, controlled by Ottawa. Zach Smith. By Sekera, his shot, good stick, Justin Falk, it stays in play. Kyle Turris off the paddle of Cam Ward. Up top, Mark Mathot. This way for Kyle Turris. His shot off a body off Falk. Free to the corner now, Smith. He's muscled by Sekera. Justin Falk is on it, Carolina. Has 26 seconds left of the power play as they carry back out to center ice. Here's Falk. Over the line with a shot defended by Leonard and cleared by Erik Karlsson.
That's some pressure up the ice by the Sens. You're going to see the final push from Ottawa right now. I mean, they've had a pretty good kill after the early Route 2 chance, and they're going to look to, I think, generate momentum off when it goes to even strength.
Now Andre Sekera deep in his own zone. The final push is on, but just a couple of seconds left in the power play as MacArthur is out of the box. Carolina 3, Ottawa 1. Patrick Wierkosh back out to center. MacArthur a one-toucher. With a head of steam now, it's McCulloch for Karlsson. Erik Karlsson drops it off. Good coverage. Getting to it and getting it out of the zone is Patrick Dwyer.
Harrison back on the bench. You could see Dwyer made sure not to risk going over the glass there.
Carolina gets it deep. Leonard puts it on a tee for Erik Karlsson. 12:27 left in this third period. First of 3 meetings between these two Eastern Conference rivals. Out to center ice. And turning back is Wierkosh. Through the middle is Zibanejad. This way it's Bobby Ryan. Losing control, Drayson Bowman for Carolina. Back checking, Colin Greening on him. Wierkosh. Now Ryan coming all the way back. He'll start ahead. The New Jersey native out to center ice. Along the boards, picked off. Chris Phillips getting it back for the Senators. Now they roll it in.
How good was that in the neutral zone? 2 forwards sealing and the defense able to hold the line.
Chris Phillips from well out. Belmore had it, lost it. Now Zibanejad. Derek Grant with a shot. Loose out in front. Cam Ward got a stick to it. Chris Phillips through the goal crease. Top of your screen, Derek Grant. His spinner blocked by Belmore. Colin Greening for Ottawa. Stays with it. Zibanejad worked out of the zone by Belmore. This is icing. And we'll see what Carolina does here.
Might call the timeout. The Hurricanes have gotten back to their defensive game that has gone away for a few games. Let's see this neutral zone. Look at these red jerseys work off of one another. Ottawa can't get any speed going. Now it's going to work. Watch it. Here's another one. Look at this. Is beautiful. Can't come up the ice with any kind of numbers or any kind of speed.
And that's an adjustment within this game. Early in the game, Ottawa had a lot of transitional speed, lots of room to operate. So they've clamped down and done a nice job here. 11:28 left to go in this third period. Off the faceoff. Here's Erik Karlsson. He'll dance at the point. It's a bouncing puck. Jason Spezza. Tough angle off a board. McCulloch. Spezza to the outside. His shot deflects off a stick and goes out of play. 11:15 left to go in this third period. Carolina 3 and Ottawa 1.
Back in the third, it's 3-1 Canes. Kevin Westgart's teammates from Princeton started an app called Schnarps. It's a combination, essentially, of Twitter and Facebook, where all NHL players have their own stall. You can interact with them directly. You can learn about their favorite TV shows, favorite books, all sorts of things, and then get all the NHL news that you need. Pretty cool app. I was checking it out earlier. And this month, the guys who created the app were on a show called Dragon's Den, which is the Canadian version of Shark Tank. So, pretty cool to see some Princeton guys putting an app together like that one.
That's way over my head, Chantel. I can tell you, good stuff. And by the way, very fine manicure from McCabe.
Yes. Nice of you to point out. I've heard about that. I don't have one of those devices, though. The tablet, what do they call it?
I told you, it's way over my head. I proved the hardest part about getting into Harvard is getting in. It's all downhill from there.
Yes, sir. Sekera now. Will clear it ahead. Mark Mathot will turn it all the way back. Now it's carried out by Jason Spezza. On the wing intended for Clark MacArthur, Justin Falk will look around. 10:35 left in this third period. John Tripp and Chantel with you as always. Carolina in the zone, route 2, and Leonard recovers as he fought off the original shot taken by Tuomo Ruutu. Carlson, a lead pass intended for MacArthur. Brett Belmore back for the Hurricanes, given a shove by MacArthur. He gets back up. The Hurricanes assert out to center ice. Here's Jordan. Moving up on Chris Phillips. He'll leave it there. Weirkoch back out, intended for Bobby Ryan.
Two excellent plays right inside his own blue line from Tuomo Ruutu. Composed plays, making sure to make the right play, and then getting off at the end of it all.
Patrick Weirkoch lays it ahead for Bobby Ryan. On the back check, Jordan Staal is on him. Milan McCulloch, Kyle Turris. Turris holding on to it. There's Ryan. Good play. Jordan Staal. Right place, right time for Carolina. They battle along the boards. You see it up close. Out of that pileup, Ryan taking a man down. Play continues. It's carried out here. Pat Dwyer walks into the off wing just wide. Ryan Murphy up top. Ottawa seizes control, and here they come. Weirkoch has it. At the line, broken up by Skinner. Carolina transitions right back. Skinner moves in for a bid, lays it across, and escapes of Radek Dvorak. It's loose at the top of your screen. Milan McCulloch back out.
If the Hurricanes win this game, Kirk Muller in his press conference afterwards is going to talk about how much easier it is to play in this league when you have the lead. You can just see it in the last couple minutes. Skinner can sit back, but all of a sudden he has an excellent chance.
That opens up, and you can feast on those opportunities. Out of the corner now, Elias Lindholm is pinned by a fellow Swede, Erik Karlsson. Carolina stays with it aggressively here in the Ottawa zone. Out to center, though, they spring a man. It's Corey Conacher. He's taken down by Brett Belmore. Will have a penalty. 8:39 left to go in the third period. Ottawa will be going to the power play. Brett Belmore doesn't like the call at all. We'll check it out when we come back. His team leads by 2. Carolina's Brett Belmore in the box for tripping. We'll take another look at it here. Carolina down a man.
He skates with Conacher beautifully. He doesn't get the puck. Maybe that would be the one thing that made Don Van Massenhoven make the call, but it's a surprising one. The reaction says it all from Belmore, who's used to kill penalties, so this is a big kill here.
Conacher appeared like he was already on his way down. Who knows? Now Karlsson coming all the way back as they set up the power play. You see the numbers. The crowd, obviously, the Parkson crowd here in Raleigh doesn't like the call. Now Zibanejad for Jason Spezza. Right out in front and all the way back for Karlsson. Erik Karlsson will settle it down. Karlsson inside, one-timer. Broken stick, Zibanejad. He'll go to the bench for a new one. Karlsson holding onto it. This way for Jason Spezza. All the way across. Nice read by Falk. Ottawa maintains possession. Jason Spezza one more time. He'll set up shop. Deal it right out in front. MacArthur broken up. Andrei Sekera in control. He gets to it. Peppered by MacArthur, and a penalty is called. He'll go. Clark MacArthur. A little bit overzealous on Andrei Sekera.
Well, prior to that, it's going to be a double minor as Sekera is cut. So that's a key stick infraction from Clark MacArthur. When Zibanejad broke his stick, Karlsson moved over to his side while Zibanejad was going to get a new stick. Such a smart play from Erik Karlsson. There's one. There's two. I don't know what argument MacArthur would have here.
No.
If Andrei Sekera's weekend hasn't shown that he's willing to pay the price to make the play, I don't know what is.
Well, you see the cut.
Are you kidding?
And 2 minutes on the board.
I don't get it. Whoa. I cannot believe that this would be the call. Just 2?
2 for slashing.
Can you not call a double minor on a slash when there's a apparent injury?
Well,
that's a head scratcher, Johnny.
Start scratching.
I am.
I know. I see. Now Jordan in the zone. Wills it ahead. Shut down by Leonard. 3 to the boards. 4-on-4 hockey. Hainsey. Wristing one denied by Robin Leonard. Getting to it is Kyle Turris. He'll drop it back. Karlsson has open ice. Here he comes. Passing across for Weirkoch to the outside of Ryan Murphy. Good job by Ryan Murphy on him. Out of the corner, Hainsey. Free now, and it's hunted down by Jordan Stahl. Open ice. Patrick Dwyer smartly right back in. Carolina needs a change. And the ever so smart Pat Dwyer deals it all the way back.
Yeah, after Jordan Stahl makes a good strength play in his own end. Remember the play a few minutes ago that you pointed out that Jordan made head on a swivel to locate Bobby Ryan?
Another solid game for number 11 defensively. Now it's carried out here. He has an assist tonight. It's laid ahead for Phillips at the line. Zach Smith. Gained again by Jared Cowan. He'll play it along the boards and deep. Belmore's out of the box. To the corner they go. Justin Falk for Carolina. Pinned a bit by Zach Smith. Here's Eric Stahl. Off the stick of Zibanejad, who deals it back. Fed along by Chris Phillips. Ottawa will change. 6:20 left in regulation.
It's amazing they get the bleeding to stop as quickly on Andre Sakura. They'll stitch him afterwards to get him back on the ice.
Now moving it deep is Justin Falk. Carlson is there. Along the boards, Elias Lindholm for Carolina. Lindholm, the rookie. Carlson had it, lost it, they turn. Roll it all the way back to Sekera. His shot off a body goes astray, went off McCulloch. Now Carlson out of the reach of Spezza, negated by Falk, brought in offside. 5:55 left to go in this third period. Carolina 3, Ottawa 1 as we go down the stretch. John and Justin Falk and the Hurricanes will be at the Rock in Newark on Wednesday night on Fox Sports Carolina, starting with Hurricanes Live at 6:30. Canes and Devils and two of the all-time greats
who just keep on going. Boy, Brodeur, I've watched him play a variety of good games. Of course, you've got Corey Schneider there, too, and you saw at the beginning of that tease, Yuri Tlusty, who played on a line with Jaromir Jagr during the lockout in the Czech Republic.
On the road trip, Jagr tied Gordie Howe most game-winning goals in history, 121. And last night, Brodeur took a shot to the back of the head from Brent Burns in San Jose. Scary moment. Robin Leonard denying Patrick Dwyer, and we get a stoppage. The freeze cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Check it out.
Last thing you do on a two-pad stack mechanically, Brodeur would tell you, is drag that lower leg. You're not going to see a better example. And now, not only is this an absolute gem of a batting motion from Cam Ward, that would have made the game 2-0 when Ottawa had the complete edge in the first period. So it's timely, too.
Well, the sky was falling early.
Oh.
Cam Ward was outstanding. Unofficially, 3 10-bell saves early in this game, before the 5-minute mark. But Carolina dug out, to their credit, including the first period. Even though they trailed 1-0, they played better in the second half of period 1 and then took over in the second period. Jason Spezza to the outside, pulls up. Off a stick. In the slot, here's a chance. Ward says no on MacArthur, and they keep it out. Out of the corner, Clark MacArthur. Holding onto it. Stolen by Gerby. Little help from Sekera. And the Hurricanes get it out.
Yeah, that was just strength with that paddle on the ice from Ward, because Cam was actually sliding off into Tennessee, but still had enough on of the stick on the ice to prevent it from going in.
Play choked off here by Radek Dvorak. He'll go deep. Carlson is on him. You see it. Out of the corner now. Dvorak broken up. Loose along the boards. Condra for Ottawa. Turns it back out to center ice. Both teams are playing on consecutive days. Carolina yesterday afternoon in Boston. Ottawa winning last night in Detroit. Derek Grant for Condra. Harrison is on him. Bowman getting back for the Hurricanes. Spotting Kevin Westgarth for Manny Malhotra. Off the boards. Blocked by Cowan. And a hand pass is called here.
Pretty good rush that was well defended by Carolina. But now watch Cam Ward. I see him sliding from North Carolina to Tennessee, but still has the strength to take away everything low. Oh, good look from the overhead. Yeah, he needed that strength. He's off there in Knoxville, but still has enough in Carolina to keep it a 2-goal game.
You just have to stay on I-40 West to accomplish that. You don't need a GPS or one of those tablets we saw earlier. Don't forget the holiday pack starting at $59. Pick your plan from 3 of the Canes' 5 most popular home games. Each pack includes a $25 Carolina Ale House gift card and more. Operators are standing by now. Call 1-866-NHL-CANES or log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com. Chris Neal rolls it ahead. Zach Smith for Ottawa. Moving down the boards is Patrick Wierkosh. Now Neal in a battle that time with Bowman. Neal cuts it off. A block by Brett Belmore. The play is whistled dead offside with 3:41 left in this third period.
A lot of confidence in the fourth line. And I think they've earned it. Because, again, back in that first period, 1-0, they had, I thought, the shift that really turned this whole thing around. Remember, two guys down low, Malhotra, along with Bowman and Kevin Westgar, the shot from the hash marks. Then they had the good one in the second period. So Kirk Muller continues to be a four-line coach.
Hurricanes out shooting Ottawa 36-32. In terms of trends, lately they've been getting outshot a lot by opponents. Falk with a shot, tipped high that time, right out in front. It was Jiri Tlusty. Now Erik Karlsson deep in his own zone. He'll start ahead. Bobby Ryan on the wing. On and off the stick of Milan Michalek. Michalek pays a price. Broken stick in the process. It was Michalek's. Now Sekera along the boards. Carolina attempts to win the battle. Jordan, Patrick Dwyer, not out. Forged ahead by Ottawa off the driftwood. Good break for Carolina. Jordan, headmans for Dwyer. Dwyer's in. His shot goes high. Loose this way. Kyle Turris. Back out for the Sens. Through the center zone, Michalek dragging. His shot turned out by Cam Ward. Michalek again stopped by Ward. Loose out in front and covered by number 30.
Not an easy save to make with a guy with blazing speed in a one-on-one. I mean, it's a two-on-two, but the puck carrier and the Carolina defenseman who really wants to make sure if Belmore can't reach out with that stick and prevent the shot from getting through, not to screen the goalie. Looked like Belmore was even a little bit turned, which would be a good thing to allow Cam to locate that puck, and then Cam found the post to eventually hold on.
Faceoff will be in the Carolina zone. Leonard, as we see on the bench. So with 2:54 left in regulation time. Paul McLean going for broke.
Malhotra telling Cam Ward, be ready.
Wierkosh with a shot blocker down by Ward, played by MacArthur. Spezza's shot blocked in front. Conacher's after it, frozen by Cam Ward and the rest of creation right out in front.
And when I say telling Cam, because Manny on that side has to power that on the back end very close to the net. I like this move by Paul McLean because how many offensive zone faceoffs down 2 goals, that's the key thing, are you going to get? So you might as well take the goalie out early. I completely endorse this move. Now again, Manny is on the side he would choose second here to win this faceoff. So, you know, it might come right at Cam. He's looking back at him right now just to make sure. Cam knows it.
Clark MacArthur moving in here for Ottawa. He wins it back. Wierkosh standing on a pass, a steal. Eric from well out off a stick wide. 2:35 left in regulation time. 3-1 Carolina. Erik Karlsson starting from his own zone. The play read by Malhotra. Here's the captain. Eric Staal in control. He scores! He'll put it away. What a night for Eric Staal. Carolina with a 4-1 lead.
What a play by Manny. Watch Manny right over here. Oh, anticipation, reach, now the indirect, and then the finish was pretty darn good too. Because Eric Staal had to have pace and accuracy on this shot. Might have even hit the Ottawa player. And Eric, if there's ever a night, you're right, John, that he's deserving of the empty net goal, tonight's the night.
Well, he's been outstanding in all 3 zones. And again, they've dug out for a 2-man effort here. 2:15 left in this third period. Hurricanes looking for their 6th win on home ice. They will go to 6-4-4. 9-10-5 on the season. Facing pretty large home-and-home series with New Jersey that starts at the Rock Wednesday night. Now it goes all the way back for Jared Cowan. Kicking off him and going into the Carolina bench. just under 2 minutes left in this third period.
Well, initially I looked at the big home schedule in November, and I thought the Hurricanes had to get to about 3 or 4 games over 500 in the standings to be able to put themselves in a good position. But because the Metropolitan Division surprisingly came out of the gate slow, I think if they just get to 500 by the end of the month, they're okay. But all the teams like New Jersey you mentioned, Philadelphia, are starting to play much better.
Yeah, they are. New Jersey had a great road trip. The Flyers are winning in consecutive fashion. Claude Giroux playing better again. Back to the point now. Method is there, glove down by Jordan. The goal, Eric Stahl, goal number 6 for him on the season. Manny Malhotra gets the assist at 17:37 into the vacated goal.
And Talbot, another shutout, so another Metropolitan team, and the Rangers that win in Nashville last night.
2-0 in that one. The dad's trip for the Rangers. They enjoy Music City. Now Eric Stahl, 1:20 on the clock. Tuomo Ruutu for Nathan Gerby. And the line combinations that were tweaked tonight by Kirk Muller, the late change, have worked out greatly.
And they've worked out quite well on a lot of recent nights. Just little tweaks even within a game, not necessarily ones like tonight from the beginning of the game.
From well out, McCulloch denied by Cam Ward. It goes by Bobby Ryan. He takes out Tuomo Ruutu. He'll be penalized with 53.3 on the clock.
Tuomo Ruutu in these 2 games in Massachusetts and now here has become Tuomo Ruutu again. Multiple surgeries, a lot of time missed, a player that has to play without fear, and he's got there. Good look from up above to show that Ryan is going to the box for the right reason.
Tuomo scoring his 2nd goal of the season tonight. Bobby Ryan's been a tough night. He and his teammates after winning in Detroit last night. Carolina power play number 4 officially. They are 1 for 3. 50 seconds left in this third period. Cam Ward's been looking for that winning feeling, and he'll get it tonight. As he was our Geico quote tonight, he talked about playing well, the frustration of playing well, but not getting the win from a team standpoint. Well, number 30 led the way tonight from the get-go, and he'll get that opportunity in 30 seconds.
If you think that all he cares about is winning, just watch his reaction after Krejci's overtime goal yesterday in Boston.
Right.
He could care less about goals against, save percentage, the night against New Jersey, the next opponent when he scored a goal. It's all about W's.
That's right, we saw a stick tonight. And his young boy, his birthday is today. He likes to have fun. The bottom line, he likes to win. And it's going to happen tonight. The Hurricanes surround their goaltender, Cam Ward. They get it done by a count of 4-1.
It didn't start well, but Cam allowed this game to be a tight one. Eric Stahl, I think, his best game of the season. And it wasn't just points. It was key plays at key times. It was a complete nature to what he brought. I thought the defense matched and even exceeded Carlson and what they brought from the back end, highlighted by Justin Falk's couple of assists. And the unsung hero, Patty Dwyer, got it going to tie the game at 1 back in the second.
With the Canes win tonight, the Caniacs win. Go to papajohns.com tomorrow. Enter the promo code Caniac to get 50% off your menu-priced online order at participating restaurants. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. 37 shots tonight for the Hurricanes as opposed to 36 by the Ottawa Senators. Stormy revving up the crowd as they get set to announce the 3 stars. Ottawa had control of this game early. It lasted about 10 solid minutes. The Hurricanes dug out Justin Falk. Again, a rock on the back end. He'll be the 3rd star here tonight. Goaltender Cam Ward is the 2nd star. Absolutely incredible in the early stages. And the 1st star tonight leading the way, extending his point streak. Eric Stahl with a banner night. The captain sitting down next to our very own Chantel McCabe.
Eric, congrats on the win tonight. Ottawa got on the board early, but then you saw Cam Ward made that incredible stick save on Greening. What impressed you most about Cam's play tonight?
Well, it impressed me with how well he played yesterday, and then coming back tonight with a big effort for us again. We wanted to do a better job for him in front of him. tonight. He salvaged us a point in Boston, and his game was big tonight again for us and helped us get the win.
You could tell how frustrated you guys were after yesterday's game in Boston. What was said before this game that caused you to respond like this?
Well, I was just trying to stay confident. I mean, we got to make plays. We got to move our feet. And if we execute those things, we're going to get offense. We're going to get chances. And we had to stay confident, stay within our game, and it resulted in a win tonight.
You got back tonight to playing well defensively as a team. What did it take to do that?
Well, it starts with Cam. I mean, obviously, we had some breakdowns, and he was there to back us up. And but as a group of 5 on the ice, you're pulling for each other. You're trying to have good sticks, be in lanes, and making sure you're moving your feet. And we did a good job of that tonight.
All 4 lines contributed to this win. A lot of energy from everyone. What did it take from everyone to get this win?
Well, in this league, you got to have everybody going. You got to have 4 lines and all your defense moving. And I thought we did a great job of keeping our tempo, keeping the short shifts going, and it was good pace all night.
Thanks, Eric. Congrats.
Thank you.
John and Tripp, back to you.
Thank you, Chantel. The Caniac Nation enjoyed this one tonight, and they deserved it. What a great effort by the Carolina Hurricanes. 3 out of 4 points this weekend. The point yesterday in Boston, and a big win over Paul McLean and the Ottawa Senators here tonight. Stay with us. So much more from PNC Arena. We have full post-game coverage with Hurricanes Live. The final count, the Carolina Hurricanes 4, the Ottawa Senators 1. Hurricanes Live, straight ahead.